Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. The situation is pretty much unchanged. Bitcoin tried to make a new 52-week high yesterday. Bitcoin failed, but it can still do it. Bitcoin is just below the previous high, just below 38K and just below the top of this ascending trend line on this overall pattern here that we see on the daily chart. And Bitcoin is hovering just below the 61.8 Fibonacci extension level at 38,270, one of the key levels that we've been talking about over the last few weeks. No surprise that it's difficult for Bitcoin to get above. It doesn't really need to. It can do on the smaller time frame. It doesn't really need to. Here on the daily chart, we have 5 waves up that look quite solid. It's just that the smaller time frame analysis still suggests a little higher, or that the Bitcoin price should go a little higher, maybe in the coming days or weeks. Ideally, Bitcoin doesn't break above 43K in one go in this 78.6 extension level. Ideally, we don't go above it, and not before, and that's the important aspect here. Happy for it to go above it, absolutely, it needs to at some point. But ideally, we see this wave 2 pullback before Bitcoin does it, because this pullback would be needed structurally to create a nice and solid 1-2 setup for a rally in a third wave. If Bitcoin goes too high too fast, then it could mean that the market is overheating, and it could mean that this structure looks rather like a corrective structure, because then we will have an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, which could easily break down because the length of this wave up is so similar to this one. And this is something that, if it happens, a second, let me just adjust something. Sorry for that. I just saw that okay, no, that's fine. This is something we want to avoid. We don't want corrective structures appear on our chart. If the length of a certain structure or the look of a certain structure suggests that it's corrective, then it doesn't mean it has to be, but it increases the risk of this high B wave in yellow, which I've highlighted here on the chart. We talked about that, shouldn't be anything new. So as already said, over the last few weeks, these two parameters will be key over the next few weeks. Not anything I'm primarily watching for, but of course, the short-term trend is still up. We haven't broken it, and therefore this is still a risk that I need to highlight. I will guide you always as good as possible. Very important. Even if we break above that level, it doesn't mean that we will be bearish. It just means that we need to be more on the side of caution, in my opinion. Yeah. Okay, looking at the shorter time frame wave count, here what you can see is that we have created this 5-wave move up. I mean, this is now the 1 hour chart. You see this 5-wave move here on the 1 hour chart. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and now this wave 5. We've made a new high in this wave 5, and depending on how you count this move up, it is technically possible to say that all 5 waves were completed here on Friday. As you can see, this is in itself a 5-wave move. So it's possible to say that. For example, if I count the wave 4 here, then it's absolutely possible. Then this would be a triangle. I would have to reset the wave 3 here. That's possible. Nothing I'm primarily watching for, but it's possible. The reason why I'm not doing it is because if this is a 5-wave move, then it would be a very, very shallow and anemic 5th wave, one that I do not trust. So at the moment, we're doing it as I've been doing it. So the wave 4 finished here on the 14th of November, and I'm watching here for this 5-wave move to the upside in a 5th wave in an ending diagonal. Looking good so far, even though it's very choppy, but we've talked about that. So this 5-wave move would ideally be 1, 2 already done. Wave 3 unfolding right now, 4 and 5. In this third wave, we're dealing with an ABC structure. Wave A done, wave B done, wave C unfolding now. In this wave C, we have a wave 1 complete, wave 2 likely complete, turned around where it needed to, and this third wave could now be unfolding. Then we should still get a 4 and 5. So that gives you a good orientation of where we are. If we talk about the structure right now, we can say, okay, if we are in the third wave, my minimum expectations or our minimum expectations would be here that the price reaches 39,560 to 40,000 and needs to break above the wave 1 high at the very least. Yeah, that's at 38,414, but needs to have enough space so that in this fourth wave pullback, we do not break into the wave 1 price region. And if we look at micro support, so this is really nano support. I mean, yesterday we talked about, look, if as long as it's holding here, the 78.6 retracement, I will continue to focus on my scenario here, which suggested a breakout to the upside. Yeah, we have turned around. We haven't really broken above the previous high, so we haven't got a new 2023 high, but looking good so far. So we typically, when we're dealing here with an impulsive structure, which it might turn into that, then we're typically tracking the 50% retracement of the move, and that is basically at 37,550. So that means as long as that level is holding, we can generally focus here on higher and assume higher prices are still on the agenda. A break below that level from here would indicate that maybe we only rallied in 3 waves, and the support area down here, which goes all the way down to 36,216, remains relevant. So there's no change then to the outlook from the previous days, really. We still focus on higher. If we have to bring our alternative onto the chart, we will do that. If we break the yellow support box from here, and again, the break of that 50% fib level would be a first warning. If we break the yellow structure or the yellow support, then we will first of all explore if this is just a reset of wave 4, and then we have another chance to rally in that 5th wave a little later. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. For both, you can find the links on the description. And if you follow these channels, then you will get additional content every single day. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.